Well, it kind of goes back to SaaS in general. Like as an example, like, whenever OpenClaw came out, now Nemo Claw is out there and everything, everybody's like, it's the end of SaaS. Okay. If you're a team, go ahead and build you a new HubSpot by yourself. You're not going to do that. You just don't have the experience to do it. You don't have the bandwidth to do it. You don't have the resources to do it. While you can do a lot of it with vibe coding, you're still not going to be able to get to where like HubSpot is, for example, because they have billion data points as well to continually improve. That's the same with a marketing system. If your system, what you're doing right now, isn't working, how are you going to just install a marketing system with no outside help or no outside experience or prior experience? You could definitely hire somebody internally that could definitely help you build out a system. But I think a lot of times is you don't even know you need a system. You just think if you do more things, it's going to be effective. The more you do, the more results you get, right? Well, that's like what we just talked about. But I don't believe that's true. Build finally have take the resources and time to build out the marketing ops system, and you're going to see massive effects. So that's where I think a lot of people just don't want to build they don't think about building a marketing system. And if they do, they don't really have the experience yet to do that themselves. First of all, we're just going to have a conversation about what's currently going on. I'm happy to give away free advice all day long. Really, I want to see where their struggles are. Like I said, I want to know what their business goals are and why is sales and marketing not helping them achieve that? And if it is, what are they doing really well? Well, hopefully just those conversations starts to crystallize in their mind. Let's just continue to do what we're really well and to continue to do that and pour gas on and cut what we're not doing really well. So I want to help them see that clarity is the real way to get to where you want to be, but not on gut feelings either. Not on just like gut hunches, right? We need to make sure we're looking at the data too. So that's kind of it. Like if the company is really chaotic, they won't even have any reporting. It's just looking at a few numbers periodically. So let's just get the numbers down. That's that foundation audit. Second of all, most companies do not have an internal position statement or things of that nature, or even a brand guideline. And that's fine if you don't have a brand guideline. But my goal is to help you build out a messaging platform, internal position statement, and wrap it up in a brand guideline. That way you don't need to meet me as a retainer for 8 to 15 months, right? I want to be able to hand that off to whether you hire somebody internally that can take it and run with that and run the operating system. And I can go on to work with other really fun companies as well. So, but while you're doing that foundation audit, like I said earlier, you're probably going to find 20 to 25% of things you can cut right now. So like that's a huge quick win to begin with. I mention it again, but let's drop the number of social posts we do to by half and see if anybody freaking notices. That's going to be time and budget saved. Other things, for example, that go into that as well. I've been picking on social media a lot today, but that's an example. Yeah. So fully systemized teams, hopefully it's a highly performing team that everybody's on the same page. The CEO is no longer asking what's marketing doing, what's working, because they can look at the weekly reporting, see exactly what's going on. They know the 90-day plan. So you have less priorities coming in continually. We're focusing on one plan that's going to truly move the business forward so everybody has confidence in that. We have this plan already built out, so it's also giving us more free time to be creative, create up new campaigns that we can roll out the next 90 days or new tests that we can make within this same campaign, but based on the data that all funnels to the same results. So you have clarity, you have predictability, and you have accountability as well within the organization because that helps everybody be accountable to what's going on.